Welcome back. It is a storm alert weather day, and we are tracking some snow moving into the Tennessee Valley. This is Jackson County down in Scottsboro. We got some heavy half-dollar flakes moving through. People still hitting the water. They're saying that we're going to do a little bit of fishing in the snow. This is coming our way, so if you're not seeing it yet, it is on the way. It's about 5, I would say between about 5 and 7, which is now until 7 o'clock. We'll see that moving in. And you may look at this radar and say, why is it not snowing in North Georgia? Well, we have a process called evaporation that's occurring right now. Very low dew point. So this moisture is falling into that dry air, not quite making the surface. But as that happens, it moistens up the column of air. And eventually that snow is going to break all the way down to North Georgia and southeast Tennessee. So it's coming. It just may take a little bit. So your radar may be deceiving you to some degree on this Friday morning. But that process was expected. Here's a look at your radar. That moisture starting to move in. As it gets heavier, it has a better chance of hitting the ground. So likely not seeing anything just yet north of Chattanooga. North Georgia starting to see a few reports of some flurries coming down. Heavier stuff down towards Jackson County and DeKalb County. Some of this showing up as rain, but I can guarantee you most of this is snow based on some of the reports I was looking at before I came on air. Temperatures below freezing. So we have 25 in Blue Ridge, 30 in Dayton, 32 in Chattanooga. The problem is the road temperatures are in the upper 20s across much of the Tennessee Valley. So as that snow picks up in intensity, pretty good chance it's going to cover the roadways pretty quickly. We do have winter storm warnings in effect for our entire coverage area. In fact, the entire state of Tennessee under a winter storm warning. How often does that happen? It's probably been a while. As we take a look at what's going on timing wise, right now it's happening in northeast Alabama. But I know a lot of people on Facebook and some of our socials saying, well, we're not seeing snow yet. Well, between 5 and 7, it's going to start to move in from the southwest. So you will see snow. It just may take a little bit of time for that column of air to get moistened up and it to actually hit the surface, but still on track for a good solid 2 to 5 inches of snow in that light blue. Could be some localized higher amounts, especially if we hang on to snow a little bit longer into the day, because we're still anticipating some degree of wintry mix, especially south of the Tennessee state line. Here's a look at your radar. That snow continues to move across much of the Tennessee Valley, and throughout the morning this is going to be a snow event for us. Now as we get to about the lunchtime hour, that line of wintry mix starts to retreat to the north. So we're going to have to watch that closely. How long does that take? It's hard to say, but it looks like between 2 and 3, that wintry mix takes over North Georgia, northeast Alabama. Still mainly snow here in our Tennessee communities, but notice that starts to surge to the north. There is the probability, or at least the chance, I would say, that this stays snow a little bit longer into the evening. And the further north you go, you have a better chance of seeing snow throughout the entire event. But then we're going to have the sleet mixing in initially into the afternoon and evening as warmer air bumps to the north, and then some snow on the backside of this before it kind of ends as we get into early Saturday morning. So this is our in-house model, picking up a good swath of 2, 4, maybe even 5 inches of snow from about Blue Ridge, Dalton, Lafayette, northbound. So still expecting some pretty good totals here across the Tennessee Valley. Possible ice, maybe a glaze, which could cause some minor issues across North Georgia. And here's a look at our snowfall totals for Chattanooga. This is for our American and European model, spitting out between about 4 to 6 inches of snow. I think a good 3, 4, maybe 5 looks to be a pretty good bet, especially as we get some of that heavier stuff coming in a little bit later this morning. So 32 today, snow to wintry mix, going to have some pretty rough road conditions. So if you don't have to travel today, maybe don't. Tonight we'll have that wintry mix transitioning back to some back end snow, and roads are just not going to be good because we're going to drop down into the 20s. Going to be a nasty night for travel. And tomorrow morning I wouldn't advise travel either, because if we get 4 or 5 inches of snow, we're barely going to get above freezing. So anything that melts during the day on Saturday refreezes, because look at your Saturday night temperature, 17 degrees, and then next week it's just going to be a melt and refreeze process because temperatures not going to be all that warm. Our average high this time of the year, right around 52. We're not even going to sniff 50 through the next week.
All right.
What about those people fishing right now? I still can't get over this.
Hey.
And that's Goose Pond, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably off work. So they're like, why, let's go out there.
If any of you know who's fishing Goose Pond right now in that shot right by the boat launch, we tip our hat to them, but also maybe tell them we think they're a little bit crazy.
Hey, maybe they'll catch some big ones. Maybe snow weather's good for fishing.
Well, yeah, there's winter bass.
I'll never know.
No, nor will I, Clay. Thank you.